you guys. So first of all, this was a requested topic, and we thought it would be an interesting topic to discuss.
Say requested.
It was
requested.
Requested.
Okay, there we go.
Can married people or can couples have platonic relationships outside of their relationship?
So we're just asking these questions like right now to each other, kind of.
We can't answer. I can't answer that question for you, but we will share our experience with it,
and we'll have a discussion.
And then you and we will have a discussion. You guys, we're gonna have a discussion in the comments section, and you guys can log on to our FAQ live sessions, and we can talk about it too.
Which is every Sunday.
Every Sunday
2 p.m.
At 2 p.m.
Central Standard Time.
Do I believe that you can have platonic relationships or friendships outside of your marriage? Yes. But there's a caveat. There's a lot of caveats. There's a lot of exceptions to the rule. And I think there are so many things to it. I think there are rules. I think there are things that you need to be aware of when you have friendships outside of your marriage or your relationship. For me, I do a lot of networking. I go to a lot of networking events to promote our business together. And I network with other authors, motivational speakers, because that is an interest of mine. And through that networking, I do end up meeting people of the opposite sex who want to have lunch meetings or meet. And rules that I have is, number one, I do let my wife know about those meetings. And number two, I never do them with just me and a female. Or, I always encourage them to bring somebody with them. So I'm very, very careful about that. We shouldn't be going out to dinner alone or late night dinners, anything drinks. Like that. Yeah, drinks, no alcohol.
Should not be involved in a professional meeting.
So, and I know we're talking about platonic relationships, but I'm just talking about relationships in general.
Period, yeah.
Is it okay for me to interact with women outside of my marriage? I think that it's okay as long as you have boundaries as to what happens. Now, let me be more specific about friendships. I have platonic friendships, but they're friends with me and my wife. But I would never be out to dinner with them alone. I would never be on the phone with them in another room with my wife. I mean, it's just, I guess the biggest point is is the boundaries that I have when I'm interacting with somebody of the opposite sex.
And just not putting yourself in that position because there are people who their husband and wife, they're friends with that person. Everybody's friends and things still happen because you put yourself into a bad position where you know that there's a possibility. And a lot of times you know that there's a possibility that something's going to go wrong.
Yes.
You cannot put yourself into these weird situations going over to this person's house while they're alone because they ask you to come help you fix something, you're a plumber, so you go over there late at night, or I need you to come pick, Yeah. There has to be some sort of rules, and you have to be paying attention and know when, this is a little weird. I'm about to cross some kind of line here. And a lot of times, I think the truth is that you know when something is just a little off and that this is a bad decision. But you decide to make that decision.
And I think you have to be careful because you have those friends and y'all are talking or whatever. There may be a temptation to share things with your friend that you haven't shared with your spouse. I've seen that situation before. That's
a rule. That's a rule. You don't share your relationship and personal, situations that with your spouse with your opposite sex friend or however you want to say it, and tell them your problems. Because that about when it's someone who may be gay. Mm-hmm. What about that? Because I know a lot of people may ask about that, and
that's interesting
because some people say, well, maybe he's pretending or she's pretending,
right? Me and my wife have talked about this before because we like to do these videos and have a genuine conversation. So a lot of this we haven't rehearsed or anything like that. We actually didn't rehearse any of it. Here's what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about, for me, it's not about straight or gay or whatever the case may be. It's about your intentions. Alicia has a very close friend.
My best friend.
Her best friend.
For years.
That I didn't pay attention to his sexual orientation. I paid more attention to his intentions and who he showed me to be. If this person is constantly trying to get your significant other off to themselves, or they don't talk to you, they're kind of awkward around you, that's when I would really have a challenge with it. Right. But this person was always very respectful. We were always good friends. There was never any secretive interaction. So it didn't matter to me about his sexual orientation. It really more, what were his intentions? How did he interact with me that made me comfortable with their relationship? And I am very comfortable with that relationship. And I have been for a very long time.
So I just kind of want to jump off of what you were saying as far as intentions. You have to know the intentions. I don't care if you're gay or straight. It's not about that. You just want to be aware of your situation and the behavior between the two, because there are situations where all of a sudden this guy shows up and he's gay, so you're supposed to be comfortable with this random guy. And there have been situations, I know and I'm sure, where the gay guy ain't really gay and you got this secret relationship and they're hanging out at your house. Oh, I'm just here with you. Right. So you have to be aware of the intentions and random people just showing up in your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or boyfriend's life.
Now, I do have to be honest though, and this is just me being transparent. Although I say I pay attention regardless of whether he was straight or gay, I honestly don't know how I would be if this was a straight guy.
Yeah.
I think
I'm glad you say that.
I mean, I just, because I haven't been faced with it, I mean, you have to make a decision. I mean, if particularly if you're married. Like, I have seen some people who had friendships that were kind of inappropriate, friends with benefits before they got married, and then now that they married, they want to keep that friendship, and it's like, you got to kind of make a choice. Like, if it's not right, I don't know.
You have to really think about it and think about, because what happens too in those situations is it's like, well, this is my friend, and if you don't accept my friend, then why? Does that mean you don't love me? You don't care about me? You're trying to control my life? But really think about it. Think about it in their shoes. Like, how would you feel?
Right.
How would you feel? Sometimes we have this thing where we want to be stuck in our ways in a relationship, and that's just not how it works. You have to meet in the middle. How would you feel?
Right.
That hurt and that suspicion that is natural. Like, well, what's going on?
Right.
It's not even about trust. That's not even a trust thing. That's just a normal human reaction. Like, you're still friends with this person that you had this relationship with.
Right.
How am I supposed to feel?
Right.
So I just think about it from that way.
Yeah, and I honestly, I think exes are out. Like, if you've ever had a relationship with that person, I don't think that can be. I mean, it's my opinion.
It's unhealthy.
For us.
It's unhealthy.
I don't think it's a good idea.
You guys think? Let me know. This is
great topic.
Great topic. Share. Give it a thumbs up.
Check out Better Together.
You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Now your hands are cold.
You're supposed to see our puzzle pieces together. Let's see. Did they get them?
This is my shirt.
And mine. Check it out.
Yes.
See, it's Better Together. And it's Matthew 19:6. So y'all get out your Bible verses. Check it out. Matthew 19:6. This was actually sent to us from a couple here in Houston.
Yes.
And they have a company.
Awesome gift.
And we'll put the information in the description box. But we actually love the shirts. We thought
I
they were
love
really
the
cool.
shirts.
Better Together.
Better Together.
All right. So.
Who fits on that end though?
No, you're. Well, it's a whole puzzle, but it's pieces. We're pieces of the puzzle.
Oh, pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people in the world who are better together, and then everybody just connects as a whole.
That's one way you could do it. Or, I don't want to get religious though, but I can tell you what the rest of the puzzle is.
All right, Jesus.
Don't do that. Our goals. Another thing I'm gonna say is I think you should have flexibility in your finances, because, my wife, she loves to have flexibility, and we come up with like a wish list.
I like how you say that. My wife, she loves to have
flexibility in her finances.
Flexibility finances.
I mean, she wants to be able to buy the things that she needs. And